here in the DUMBO neighborhood of Brooklyn. We're at the office of Makers Row, and we're going to find out why they're built in Brooklyn.
Makers Row is an online marketplace, and we connect businesses with American manufacturers that are looking to produce goods here in the United States.
Awesome. Well, since manufacturing is really the heart of what you guys do, or what you're enabling, why don't we go look at one of those factories?
Sounds good.
We are at Justin Paul Handbags here in Brooklyn. They basically assemble and cut and sew handbags.
What do you want people to think of when they hear the words Makers Row?
Made in America, quality, relationships, community.
So Makers Row is a two-sided marketplace. So on the designer side, we've helped a lot of those guys find the right manufacturers. I'm from the Motor City. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And so manufacturing is in my blood. My family migrated to Detroit because of the $5 workday. I decided to come out here to study industrial design. Initially, I always thought that I would be going back, but I saw that there was so much opportunity to design products here. So I decided to start designing for designer labels and then start my own company. Tanya joined the team. We were producing everything locally here.
I was working with him kind of on the weekends whenever I had some time. And on one of my half days, I visited a factory, actually a handbag factory in Manhattan. And then I really fell in love with the business. And so I decided to quit that and work with Matthew.
I learned that there were so many obstacles when you're trying to produce overseas, from language barriers, time zone differences. I was waking up at 3 o'clock in the morning to answer emails, and I'm happy I don't have to do that anymore.
We had gotten a large order from Nordstrom, and we were trying to fill it. We were literally going door to door. He was looking in the yellow pages, Google. We were doing everything possible to try to find a factory.
But she saw that it took me so long to find these American manufacturers that she initially suggested that we come up with a resource for designers.
It felt like we were supporting a network. We were part of a community. We were doing something that was real. We were producing real products, selling it to real people.
It was such a night and day experience producing goods here. I knew everyone who was supplying the leather, constructing the end product. I knew everyone by name.
It just all felt very hands-on. It felt like whenever I put in time, I got a lot out of it.
What was sort of the initial process? I mean, when you're these people who are just starting something new, how do you actually sort of convince these manufacturers that it's worth working with you?
Oh, wow. We really felt like that would be an uphill battle, but we had a community of manufacturers already.
I was just like, we should start a site that makes this easier, because nothing like this exists.
When you started, did you always know you wanted the company to be in Brooklyn?
We're in the heart of the maker movement. MakerBot is not so far away from here. Kickstarter, Etsy, everyone involved with the smaller scale to larger scale is right here in Brooklyn.
It was still a little bit foreign, but because we were in New York, because we were in Brooklyn, I was able to meet other entrepreneurs. We were able to literally visit factories and ask them what they thought about it, visit brands, ask them what they thought about it. And it just all started to become more real because we were here in the middle of it.
Right now we work with just over 3,400 manufacturers.
And you guys only started this a little more than a year ago, right? So this has been very fast.
Yeah, I dial really fast.
When we were starting the company, it didn't feel like there was another choice. We both lived in Brooklyn. I've lived in Brooklyn since I moved here, and it just felt like there was the community here, and it was also just more accessible in terms of price. Most importantly, I really like the fact that we can visit factories here. There's factories in the building that we work in. There's factories around the corner. So it's like being able to have that type of access is unparalleled.
We're in the creative epicenter of the Eastern Seaboard, right? So all the artists want to come here, not just to New York, but to live in Brooklyn. We're around so many creatives, and being here trying to help those creatives create products is just such an amazing experience.
I think the most challenging thing was remembering that even when you complete a challenge or even when you get to the next step, there's still so much more to go.
A jean company called Black & Denim. We help them find their material suppliers, their contractors, everyone in the supply chain, and without us, they weren't able to find the right manufacturers to produce their jeans. Since they found Makers Row, they created their product, started a Kickstarter campaign, and now they're already in a number of big box stores and small boutiques. But on the manufacturer's side, a lot of these businesses, we've been generating so many sales leads for them that they've been able to hire new labor as well as management just to maintain while they're accepting all of these orders.
What's your favorite spot in Brooklyn?
So my favorite spot in Brooklyn is the dog park. I just got a puppy not too long ago. And so it's really nice to be able to take my puppy there and to see familiar dogs and to meet other entrepreneurs. Likely the other dog owner is a designer or a developer or another entrepreneur, so that's really cool.
It's the small things that really make Brooklyn so special to me. So we have a parking lot and it has food trucks that come like every day. Besides that, it has to be Brooklyn Bowl. You get to see Q-Tip there, you get to see the Roots there, D'Angelo, it's great.
I see it, when I walk into the factory, I see it when big brands are calling us asking for contacts to American manufacturers. Factories are becoming more innovative, and people think of factories as old school, but I walk into these facilities, they're using iPads, they're using lean startup methodologies and like all of these crazy things. And so I'm really confident that with labor costs becoming more competitive globally, the turnaround times and the ability for the designers to be close to the manufacturers and the innovation that creates, American manufacturing is going to come back.